And we are live. It's just past 7 a.m. local time here in Nashville. I'm normally not up at this hour, but sometimes your sleep schedule gets flipped so far upside down when you have the kind of work that I do, that sometimes the fates align. You find yourself in the morning with some stuff to test out and ready to go. So let me open up the, oh, sorry for not having that open yet. Hello, hey. Hello, Vano, hello, Sean. And maybe next, there was a name in there from before, so let me next that out of there. So it should be clear. First things first, a quick peek over here at the prize wheel. Try to make sure I have everything set up correctly. Warsaken prize wheel presented in part by my land in Alien Worlds, Neary 3616. So take a look here. You got 50 spots on the Warsaken prize wheel. Got a loot pack. You can't buy those with loot anymore. You can either go to the secondary market or you can beat me, get a shot at the wheel, and perhaps walk away with it. I've got a first wave upgrade card. I've got 3 epics. I've got 10 ultra rares. I guess I can go through and scroll down. Bunch of super rares. So try not to scroll the wrong line. And then 10 very rares. So a pretty decent selection. Keep trying to beef things up a bit. We'll see if somebody can win that loot pack today. So give me just a second here, if you would, please. We'll get things set up and then get going with our first game. This is NashvilleLou Live playing Warsaken Blitz. All right. So I did this correctly. I'll pull up the proper scene, pull the slate down, and here's a look. Now to double check before we get things started here, I need to take a quick peek in on this secondary computer over here, making sure the stream is up, and it is. We'll get things going here right now. Sean, you're first up, so if you could please provide a room code. I know most streamers do it the other way. I assure you, it's easier this way for all involved. I don't have the same setup that I think a lot of streamers do as far as streaming computer and playing on the same machine. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I know this works better for me. So Sean, I got the code from you here. We'll get it going. I wasn't sure if anybody was going to be ready to play at this hour because I've never really tested it before.
Warsaken.
Okay, I had to take just a moment there to do a little bit of note taking so I can keep track of it for later. Sometimes these streams, they go long enough, it helps to keep track of what happened when. Okay, I've also got some new cards since my last broadcast, so some nice stuff to show off there. 2 out of 8 buildings is an eh. Those 2 being here, though, is like, nothing else matches. I'm going to take the mulligan. So I have the choice of either taking a second mulligan or sticking with this. Nothing matches, just the 1 building card. I'm going to try the second mulligan. Let's see what happens. At least that matches and that matches, just the 1 building, so. Yeah, it's 7 a.m., at least here in Nashville it is. The whole concepts of yesterday, today, tomorrow, when you're dealing with people that are playing live and speaking and typing from all around the world, it kind of runs together a bit. There's a pair of weathers, a pair of forces, and a second pair of forces. So 3 duos out there, out of the gate. My turn. 4. Okay, let's play the weather cards, play a pair of ideal conditions. Yeah, Central Time Zone, yes. I'm not at all an early bird. I worked for years on the overnight shift, producing morning newscasts, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Play 2 morale cards there, and my turn ends. So it was funny because when I was, especially my second run in the TV biz, like I'd be going out for appointments. I would get like the first appointment right out of the gate. And everybody there is still kind of that, you know, still sort of waking up mode. Here I am, just, you know, fresh off an 8-hour, the fastest 8-hour shift that I've ever had with any job. There I am, like in a state of not exhaustion necessarily, but just kind of coming down from being amped up from that broadcast. And definitely they don't have the same energy level typically for when somebody's just waking up. You're coming off overnights, which was interesting to see. So a pair of those WMDs there, and that's going to end my turn. It's a 6. Pair of weather cards. And a pair of WMDs. 2 actions to go for this turn. There's 3 of a kind with the weather, so that's an extra turn. Building card played with the first action. That extra turns 4 more cards and 4 more actions with a roll of a 4. 3 of a kind with a building. Another weather card. This time a roll of 1. Weather cards aplenty. All right, my turn. This is Warsaken Blitz, NashvilleLou live. All right, well, I can play a weather card. I'll take the extra turn. 1 action to go for this turn. I've got 2 spots open in my war zone. We'll play an assassination attempt. Extra roll. With the extra turn, it's a 3. Well, I'll probably only use 1 of these actions, the way it's going to turn out. So I really hesitate to fill up that 4th spot in the war zone. Unless I've got something really sure for that next time, and I don't. So despite having 2 actions to go, I'm going to forego them and end my turn. Roll 3 for my opponent. Because of American Memorial Day yesterday, which is the part why I didn't play this game yesterday. I thought that I just decided not to do that. And there's 3 of a kind with a WMD. Just like that, my territories go from 4 to 2. There's 3 of a kind with weather, so it's another roll of the die. It's a 4. But because of that, my normal Monday morning trash pickup got bumped to this morning. So I was out there like 5:15 a.m. and it was like very bright outside. There's a force, 3 of a kind. I'm down to 1 territory. There I am yakking about the weather. And the morning sunshine, I'm down to 1 territory. Make it 0. There's 3 of a kind. It's my turn, but man.
Compromised.
Yeah, I'm compromised. That's for sure. 4. Oh my. Something like this might be my only chance. And yeah, I still think that would be targeted. It might not even matter. I have a compromised leader. We'll play that. And that's going to end my turn. So it's not off to a robust start for yours truly. My leader is compromised. I haven't taken out a single enemy territory. My opponent just rolled a 5. All it's going to take is 3 of a kind for a force, and that's going to do it. Once your opponent's leader becomes compromised, there's 3 of a kind. All right, good game. Sean IOP gets the victory. Give me just one moment, please. So we'll go to the prize wheel now. Let me get that set up. Bring the slate back up for just a moment. Showed the prize wheel off the top. We'll go over it again before we give it the spin. Make sure I have the scene in the proper place. Bring down the slate. Perfect game, yeah. Congrats. We got the loot pack, the first wave upgrade, 3 epics, 10 ultra rares. Was it 25 super rares and then 10 very rares? Good luck to you, Sean. Let me give it a few shuffles. Yeah, 0 territories lost, but you're exactly right. Well done. You earned it. Good luck to you. Here we go. It's the Warsaken prize wheel. And it's a super rare secret mission number 498. Congratulations. So if you would, Sean, please let me know. It's going to be, it will get repetitive, I think, in the short term. I'm going to be asking people for their wax addresses repeatedly, but I want to make sure it goes to the right place. You can't undo it once it's sent. You know how that goes. And hello, Zeal. Yeah, let me pull up the proper screen here. Are you sure, Sean? I mean, if you're good with it, we'll do that. And if so, it's appreciated. We'll go ahead and get it going with the next game here if you're sure. All right, well, much appreciated, Sean. So we'll go ahead and remove it. So it's going to be, well, I'll leave it here. So we'll come back to this screen the next time I lose. Or maybe before then, who knows. But 0 for 1 for me to start. Congrats on that big win. So let me go ahead and pull the slate back up. We'll get things going here in just a moment. With our next player versus player match, Warsaken Blitz, NashvilleLou live. It's a Tuesday morning Nashville time. I almost never stream at this hour, and yet here we are, playing this wonderful game, Warsaken Blitz. So now I'll go ahead and exclamation point next, and it's your turn, Vano. If you can provide me, please, with a join code, a match code. Thank you. Got that, and I'll be putting it in right now.
Warsaken.
All right. We got the matching pair there. No building cards to get in the way early. Let's keep it. All right, so Vano, you're up. So 3 of a kind intel. I'm going to be forced to discard 3. No. Going after my arsenal there. Milling 6 cards from my deck to my discard pile. And you're allowed to look and see what's in there. Although, they want you to be speedy about it, I guess. All right, 5. Play the pair of cheetahs. Yeah, I've got some new cards that picked up since my last broadcast. I've tried to switch things up a bit and show off as many different cards as possible. Oh, that's really kind of you, Sean. I greatly appreciate it. The Smoke Noir. I appreciate that. Thank you. Okay, so interesting here. I mean, if I play these two right there, I mean, that's big business. That's going to be a big target on it. There's already been an Intel card played, though. So there's that. But so I'm going to go ahead and actually do this, and we'll see what happens. One action to go. And I'm still not sure if there's a quote-unquote right way to handle it in this case where you don't have anything matching in your hand. You got two spots open and one play to go. I'm trying to test it out where I don't fill that third spot in this scenario, just picking one randomly. So whether that's the right play or not, I'm not sure, but it's what I'm going to do there. And then it's my turn. A giveaway wallet. A giveaway wallet's fulfillments. I'll type that in. Three of a kind weather. That'll mean an extra turn for my opponent. It's greatly appreciated, Sean. Thank you. There's two of a kind WMD staring me down. And the extra turn for my opponent to roll a 3. There's two of a kind with the Intel. I noted when I put that WMD out there that it might be a target. But only 2, and then a weather card. My turn. 1. Okay. I mean, it's tough because there's nothing that matches. I don't know if that actually makes sense to. Nope. I'm just going to pass on it. We'll end the turn. Thermal Lash. That's great. It's greatly appreciated. I don't want anyone to ever feel obligated or anything like that. So for you to do that, it's greatly appreciated, Sean. Thank you. So 5 actions here for my opponent. I'm not exactly off to a great start. Lost my first match without destroying a single territory of my opponent's. Cards picked up there by my opponent, which is interesting. 3 actions to go for this turn. Taking the WMD off the board. 2 of a kind with a force. Okay, it didn't come through. Something I have to do for my next broadcast, before my next broadcast, and go through and check. There's something in my settings here on OBS Studio. I'll have to figure out later what it was that caused it. Or sometimes there's stuff that gets like the asterisk treatment. I'm like, come on. I don't recall ever approving of this. So I rolled a 5, but I mean, you see what I'm looking at here. Play the pair of Romans prototypes. I've got 3 more actions I can take here, but I'd be filling up that 4th spot. And which pair of 2 do you go with for that? Oh, man, brutal. In turn. Did the music run out? There's 3 of a kind with a WMD. I received it. Sean, I received that. Thank you. The successful mole hunt number 5. Thermal ash, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Again, I'm still amazed at how some live streamers who have just a ton of people talking to them at all times seem to handle those conversations with ease, and whatever it is they're working on is no problem. But I guess, like anything, you get used to doing something long enough and it becomes familiar. I'm going to have to pass here for this turn. One action, I'm just hemmed up. Wheels looking dry. All right, my turn. All right, here we go. 5. In theory, if I've got something here in my over here that I could bring over, I need to think about this for just a second. I can get the 2 terrifying storms and play a weather. So there's that. And play the towers. Before I do that, I need to figure out what else I'd bring back. There's a propaganda. There's that. I know what I'm bringing back then. Okay. We'll still, whoa. Use the slider. There we go. So the guard tower, 3 of a kind. And if your arsenal, if your deck gets low, that can save you. But in this case, I'm going to go with a 3 to the hand. And again, a little bit different because with the milling used in my deck, it's not like it is when you've played 3 of a kind and it goes to your discard pile. A little bit different. And I guess they changed it from red to green on this. Different color from the update, I noticed, which is interesting. Seems to have the same function, though. Maybe it makes it less confusing. And then I'll play the that as well, the propaganda card. 2 more. Let's see, I only have 1 spot though I can have sitting open there. Play a pair of terrifying storms. That's gonna end my turn. I might not get another roll depending on what happens here. Only that 1 territory left. It's a 6. My opponent with 19 cards. Now all 4 of the spots there in the war zone, my opponent are filled. So one of those actions might have to be used to pull something off the board. And look at that. 5 actions to go. If there's something that matches up with this and another 3 of a kind force, that'll end it. There could be a 3 of a kind weather. 3 of a kind weather, so that means an extra turn for my opponent. And on top of that, 2 actions still to go for this turn. This is Warsaken Blitz NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. 7:30 a.m. local time here in Nashville. You will not often find me streaming at 7:30 a.m. Central, but on this day, that's what you got. My plan is for Wednesday night, so tomorrow night Nashville time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 0200 UTC. A Blockchain Brawlers is on hiatus for me for the time being, so I'm going to have a different game. We'll figure that out. There's 3 of a kind for a force. With 2 actions still to go for this turn, my leader's going to be compromised. So probably maybe a retro game. I'll figure something out for Wednesday night. Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, I believe is when I'll have my next live stream here with Warsaken Blitz. At Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, last week worked very well. Now I have to discipline myself on breaks. And when I do that, it works out okay. I went up, almost 7 hours last Thursday? A bit much, but it allowed me to play against a wide variety of people. It was a lot of fun. 1. Okay. At least I'll get another roll with the 3rd Terrifying Storm here. Another turn. One. That's what I get for not going. If I had taken the 3 actions, I could have just played 3 of a kind there and been all right, but nope. Okay, this is probably going to be it. So I'm not sure how long I'm going to go this morning with this live stream. If Harvey Dent goes live, I'm going to finish with whatever game I'm playing there and then raid into him. I'm not sure if Harvey's going to be streaming today. Dude is hilarious. 3 of a kind weather. You're familiar with scam baiting. Getting scammers on the phone that think they're talking to real victims. It's fascinating and at times horrifying and often hilarious in a kind of twisted way to hear just the absolute blinding power of greed and the complete lack of empathy from the scammers. There's 3 of a kind for a force. I'm done. Boom.
Leader eliminated. Defeated.
Wow, so that's a big win right there. You're getting 2 prizes. All right. I got the prize wheel pulled up. So first of all, Vando, you get that super rare secret mission number 498. Again, many thanks to Sean IOP for went ahead and passing that one down. So you'll have that and a spin on the wheel here in a moment. Make a note here, up an asterisk, so I'll remember later to I did that. So please let me know, Vanna, what address you'll want these to go to. We'll remove this. You'll be getting it here in a moment. And again, I'll be asking for people's wax addresses probably several times here for the short term. I don't know what's going on with the Splinterlands bot. It's like a running gag. As much as I like elusively chasing this supposed wax bot that lets you set your wax name. If the Splinterlands bot is working, then I just can't figure it out, but I got the impression it's been disabled. So we'll remove this from the wheel. So you'll be getting that in just a moment here. I'm going to take a look at the top stuff on the wheel. I will show you the ultra rares down here. We still have 10 of them up there. 3 epics. First wave upgrade. That loot pack. Mama Moofin very generously donated that. So we got some options here. So, okay, let me go ahead and make sure I've got this copied over just to make sure I've got it. Okay. So it was the secret mission number 498. Let me get that one ready to send over to you in a second here. So we'll go ahead and shuffle. Get a few shuffles here. Let's see what you get. Good luck, Vano. Here we go. So already getting a super rare. And it's a very rare guard tower number 926. Congratulations. So you got the super rare secret mission and the very rare guard tower number 926. Get those sent out to you right now, then I'll show them here on screen to see show everybody what you won. Put in the memo section, NashvilleLou live prize, along with today's date. All right, this will be coming from my Fulfillments wallet. Fulfillments with an S on the end. So the first one should be in transit there, that secret mission. Now we'll get that guard tower sent your way. And I actually could have probably sent those at the same time, but sometimes things only occur to you in hindsight. Okay, so get that for the memo. Double check and make sure this is the right one. And it is. I wish this part of the process was a little bit quicker. Again, the TV producer in me is forever wanting things to be, you get enough people yelling at you to keep the show moving faster for years, and it kind of has a way of sticking. Okay. But more important than that is making sure that the right prize goes to the right place. Okay. Oh, that's interesting, Sean, about Meowsy having a bot. I'll have to look into that. I come across, I think, potentially, if I'm not careful, I'll come across as a novice with a lot of this. Okay, let me take a look here. Okay, so we'll show these off here one at a time. So let's see if this works correctly here. I appreciate that, Sean. Thank you. Thank you. So there's the secret mission. You can see there it's been sent. And again, the artwork. I like being able to pull these up, not only to show that it in fact went to where it was supposed to go, but I'll look at the actual card itself. There's the secret mission. There's the slate as I switch over to the guard tower. And there's the guard tower. Congratulations. So a pair of prizes there. And thanks to Sean, IOP, generously donating that prize ahead. And then also a nice new addition we'll have added to the wheel here soon. Okay, so I should probably hit next. Go ahead and get that ready. I'm still getting the order. Again, when I was a producer, there was like, you have to do so many things in such a compressed amount of time. You eventually get used to what you have to do in the right order. even when time is tight. But at first you have to figure it out, and sometimes that's a little bit challenging. Okay. So congratulations on the pair of prizes there, Vanna, the secret mission and the guard tower. So now I have to switch this over to the Warsaken game. We'll bring down the slate. You're welcome. Thanks for playing. I appreciate it. All right, so Zeal, thank you for the code. So Zeal, if you end up beating me here, you'll have a 1 in 48 chance at those high-end prizes. I mean, they're all nice prizes. I didn't want to put anything there people didn't want. But the stuff at the top of the charts there, those elites, that pack. Okay. Not my usual choice for a starting 8. I'm going to go with it. Trying to make some notes real quick. A stream deck? Yeah. And I'm sure there's a better way than what I'm doing here. All right, we have 2. And we'll play a pair of Fire in the Fields. And my goal with this is to have a clean broadcast, much as possible, so it may not have all the bells and whistles, and it may not be everything I want it to be yet, but some of this is learning not only what this game has to offer from a live streaming standpoint, but also what people want. What does the audience want? It's a 6. All right. So we'll play the Fire in the Fields. Get an extra turn. My war zone area is wide open at the moment. Play a pair of Violent Tornadoes. Play a pair of Guard Towers. 1 action to go before my +1 turn. And I'm going to... Well, I'm not going to play anything. I'm going to forego the 1 action remaining. Take my extra turn. 4. Well. Play the pair of L1 Needles. Two actions to go, but I don't have anything to make 3 of a kind. I'm going to keep that 4th spot in my war zone open, so I'll end the turn. It's a 5. So it's 2 sets of 2 with the weather cards for my opponent with 3 actions to go. There's 3 of a kind of a force. It's going to take out one of my territories. So I'm down to 3 territories, but it's my turn. 2. Oof. It's tough when you have this. I'm not going to take either action. End turn. So as I noted, I anticipate my next Warsaken Blitz live broadcast to be this Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern is what I'm aiming for. I don't want to lock it in 100%. Life has a way of surprising you when you do that too early and you're not for sure on your schedule yet like me. I have to keep it somewhat open-ended, but that worked out really well last week. That's what I'm aiming for this week. So it'll be 4 p.m. Eastern time. What, 1800 UTC? And I don't plan to normally stream at 7 a.m. on a Tuesday Nashville time, but that's the way it played out for this morning, the way my schedule worked out. So it's my opponent's turn. And you can always tell if you forget, like, is it my turn? Is it my opponent's turn? That blue dot up there. If you look up there at your opponent's icon, avatar, whatever up there, and that blue dot's there, you know it's your opponent's turn. But congratulations to the Warsaken crew for selling out all of their set 1 packs. As far as the loot packs, those platinum loot packs. I picked up a bunch there near the end. Some to sell, a bunch to give away here, hopefully. But like I noted, this Thursday at 4 p.m. is what I plan on having this next Warsaken Blitz live stream. But what I'm really building toward is Thursday, June 15th, 615 day. June 15th in Nashville has become, in recent years, a day of celebration for my hometown, my home city. 615 being the local area code, or the primary one for the Nashville area. And the American way of writing June 15th is 6/15. So thus, June 15th is 615 day. And I've been whitelisted on Wax, I guess, for more than 2 years now, because it was 2 years ago for 615 day. I did with some a little bit of special artwork, and same was true for this past 615 day. Now, I don't know if I need to wait on my opponent here to go ahead and roll, if it might be hung up on my end and I need to refresh it or something. In the event that it's something on my end, I'm going to bring the slate up for just a second. Now, fortunately, when you do this, it doesn't ruin your game or make you lose your place. And, okay, I brought it back up and I can confirm it's still my opponent's turn. I'm using the Warsaken app, and it has functioned very well for me. I've been very pleased with it. And it wasn't like I ran into a bunch of trouble using the web browser version, but this standalone app is working out pretty well. It's a roll of 3 for my opponent. But I tell you, it's a great community over on the Warsaken's Discord page. My turn. 4. Okay. That's 3 of a kind with the needles.
Select target.
So at long last, you get to see me take out a territory here on stream. We'll go for the port of Karmasani. All right, 2 spots open in my war zone. And I have 3 actions that I can take this turn. I have 2 weathers, 2 buildings. We'll play a pair of Romans prototypes and have a pair of force cards out there. I have 1 more action I could take for the turn, but same as it ever was, don't want to fill up that 4th spot out there, especially with so many potential options depending on what drops in for the next round. So forego that last move and end the turn. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so the Warsaken app's just a wrapper website running on Chrome. Okay. Well, it seems to function well. Hang on just one sec. Heard noise outside, which considering I have headphones on, like, okay. And it's not like one of my rude neighbors playing their stereo at obnoxiously loud noise levels. The trash truck. I'm like early on the list as far as where they make their rounds, so I have to make sure that can's out there early. Although a day like today, early and late have a way of running together. So a roll of 2, and you see the problem here. Without any sort of 3 of a kind, it really would be counterproductive to put anything out there, in my opinion. So I'm going to end the turn. All right, there's 3 of a kind. I will take a short break after this match. There's 3 of a kind for the weather. Quadril's Art. Hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Welcome, Raiders. There's 3 of a kind for a weather. So that means an extra turn for my opponent. We have a loot pack on the prize wheel. We have 3 epics on the prize wheel. We have 10 ultra rares on the prize wheel. There's 3 sets of 2, and I'm 0 for 2 thus far. So it's not like I've been whipping up on the competition. In fact, it's been the opposite. But here we go, it's my turn. All right. So 4 actions that I can take here. I believe I got 3 of a kind. I got the guard tower over here. So I could get weathers, or I could get the needles. I think I'm going to go for the weathers. I think I have to get some sort of combination to happen here. I'll return 3 to the hand. You do have the option of sending 6 to your arsenal if your deck is getting low, but that's not a priority for me at the moment. So go for the trio Fire in the Fields. And again, notice that it's green now instead of red. I think that's a positive. Because it might, now that I think about it, I can see how red might confuse people. Like, oh, green means go. It means you're taking all of them. All of them that'll let you take. And so here I am now with 3 actions to go for this turn. And it's yet more Fire in the Fields. And I will take the extra turn. And here's that extra turn. 2. We're having so many cards. You'd think something would match. But no. Okay, at least I've got a spot where I can put something out there. We'll put the Blinding Sandstorms. Yeah. Yeah, getting the weather was the move there, Sean, for sure. So you're starting about an hour, Quadril's Art? Okay, well, let me know when you're about ready to start, and I can do a raid over into your broadcast. Just give me the heads up on that, if you would. I'm testing some stuff out. I really didn't want to broadcast yesterday with it being American Memorial Day. Decided not to. Decided instead this morning my schedule worked out. I will not normally be broadcasting on a Tuesday morning Nashville time. And yet here I am. because circumstances allowed for it. I really wanted to get another stream in and not get too short-spaced before my plan for Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, which that's really going to be what I aim to make my big broadcast of the week with Warsaken Blitz, and then maybe the full Warsaken game eventually. It's my opponent's turn. Yeah. I haven't had the best luck today as far as matches have gone. And that's part of it sometimes, though. It's... Revenge Super Carry is a tremendous name. That's just... I had to get that. I was glad it wasn't super expensive to get the common, or whichever one it was I got. Sometimes the commons aren't the cheapest. Oh, it's a roll of 6. Could be up against it here. And again, a reminder. I will be taking about a 5-minute break after this match. 3 of a kind. That's a force that's going to take out another territory. Well, that's interesting. So you can do the season again. Quadril's art. I know you've mentioned that before. Here I'm getting my territories knocked out. Probably pay closer attention. I'm down to 1 territory. But I'll have to get up to speed. I know you mentioned it before. You mentioned like you're between seasons, and so I've got to figure out what all that entails for you. Okay, let's see. 3 of a kind there. I mean, it's... You could go out there and take 1 off the top of each out there. Oh, no, this is a play here. So 3 of the kind with a WMD. Bancaire Island. And Mount Uptania. WMD, you can only use 1 per match. It takes out 2 of your opponent's territories. So we each now have 1 territory remaining, but it's my opponent's turn. All right. I wasn't sure if I was going to get another roll of the die here. 5. Okay. Something's got to match. Okay. I've got a weather card I can play. The weather card. This is the case. I'm going to win the match right here if I do what I think I'm going to do. Because the weather card gives you the... Here, let's go ahead and just play it. Actually, let's look first. Violent Tornado. Okay. I really shouldn't have Fire in the Fields and Violent Tornado in the same deck, but I do. Luckily, the dancing card kind of helps guide you there. Now, almost every time I'm taking that +1 turn. In this circumstance, there's a great reason to take the +3 actions. Because if I have at least 6 actions to go here, I'm going to win the match. If I take the +1 turn and I roll a 1, bad move. So instead, here I am now, 6, and it has a +1. I'm just going to tax it on there, which is a nice little touch. All right, so let's go ahead and get it. Z27 Tiger is going to take out the last territory for my opponent.
Select target.
All right, and again, because I took those 3 actions, if I hadn't, it would have been 1 action plus a roll of a die. If you roll a 1, that's not a very good way to play. Instead, hey, get the win with a Revenge Super Carrier. I mean, look at that. Man, just the name alone. You do not want the Revenge Super Carrier staring you down.
Select target.
And that Zoff is a cool looking card. Nevertheless, eliminated. All right, so I'm going to take about a 5-minute break. I'm going to go ahead and hit next here. Good game. All right, Zeal. So, gone ahead and advanced. So, when I realized I stopped mid-sentence because I was trying to figure out where my... I've got a bunch of windows open on this screen here, so I've got to make sure if the correct thing is showing. Okay. Like, I have like 3 or 4 windows on top of each other. Ugh. There are better ways to do this, I'm sure. Okay. All right, Vanna, if you could, we'll hold on to that code. I'm going to take a break, like I was saying. And let's hope that I've got my going to break screen figured out properly here. We'll see on that. This is something that's brand new, so I will get to show this off. And hey, there we have it. Well, that's me. I didn't want a photo of me smiling, but everybody else there looking grim. So there's me looking all business before a men's lacrosse broadcast. So there's my new Be Right Back screen. You can see there on the side the list of challengers. Remember, we got that loot pack on the wheel. We have those epics on the wheel. We have 10 ultra rares on the wheel. Back with more in just a couple of minutes. This is NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. All right. Not allowed. Uh-oh, did I mess up a deck? All right, what is this business? Let's try this again. I don't know why I thought I didn't have my deck there. Not all owned. Did I give away something that was in a deck that was in every deck? Because I don't think that's... okay. Maybe I just need to refresh it. So we'll try refreshing it and see if that does the trick. Trying to get connected here with Vano. All right, so I've got the main screen back up. Try this again. I need to... There we go, okay. Well, that did the trick.
Warsaken.
Yep, that worked, thank you. All right, taking on Vano. Let's see. Myself into position here. Have to go haul the trash can. That's one downside. Like the trash, I mean, they pick up my trash. How can I complain about it? But like the can sits out in the middle of the road. Don't want to get struck. Made sure to reel that back in. Okay, I got that matching. Not ideal, but I'll keep it. It's such a risk. If you take a mulligan when you've got at least decent hand, because you don't know what you might be getting. And then you've got a tough choice. Thank you for the follow. Yo, Treku11, thank you for the follow. Hello. All right, it's my opponent's turn playing Warsaken Blitz, NashvilleLou Live. I'll be going with this until Quadrell's art goes live. So for now, you're welcome to join the queue. Exclamation point join, type that in chat. Not a bad little way to start here with 3 of a kind of a force.
Select target.
Could go with the Drighton oil fields. Could go with the Fermi energy plants. They both have -4 morale, and that's really the only thing that matters as far as the context of Blitz goes. Well, it's my opponent's turn. Warsaken Blitz, you start with 1 leader, 4 territories, and then a deck of 60. That deck is called your arsenal. Most players will have 4 of a kind each of the cards in there. You can have some 3 of a kind, but I would advise against it. Roll a 3 for my opponent. My mouse decides to try and go into business for itself. Okay. So it's a pair of weathers, a standalone force, and now it's my turn. Okay, yeah, quadrilles are, yeah, I mean, that's, whenever you go, I'll finish up with whatever I have with the match. It's just, I wasn't intending to go a long time with this, but I was curious what happened. I wouldn't keep hitting my, okay, I've got to fix something here. My equipment's turning on me. Okay, much better. Let's see. It's always something. I'll go with a pair of tanks. But my point is, I wasn't planning to go a long time with this. That Thursday, that 4 p.m. Eastern time, that one I might go a bit longer. So, pair of intel cards, and it's now my opponent's turn. The 5 actions here for my opponent. So it's 2 of a kind with the intel cards. 3 actions to go. Now it's my turn. 5. There we go. WMD. Times 3.
Select target.
We'll go to the Drayton oil fields. And we'll go to Benker Island. My opponent's down to 1 territory. I have 2 actions to go for this turn. I'll play either a pair of Roman or a pair of weathers. The Roman's prototype force cards. The category is what's really important for the purposes of Warsaken Blitz. The simplified version of Warsaken. It makes it very easy to learn the game. We'll go with the ideal conditions. And again, for players that are maybe watching this saying, what did they change? Well, here's something they changed. Where it used to be that red outline, it's now green, which I think works a lot better. It didn't bother me at all before, but now that I see it this way, I think this is a superior layout. So anyway, I tend to notice little details like that, so it doesn't go unnoticed, especially a game like this that has such great depth and great level of detail. I mean, look at that card right there. Nice. Anyway. Here. Marking out for my opponent's cards and maybe not paying enough attention. It's a roll of 3 there. So 3 actions for my opponent here. There's a pair of WMDs. That's 3 of a kind. Gonna take out 2 of my territories. Yeah, they changed it to green. Or was that red outline? I think it makes sense, green like go. And you're playing as many of them as it'll let you there, so. So that's the one detail that kind of jumped out at me. There's probably stuff that I haven't seen yet because I've been playing that long this morning. And they just very recently made that change. I think it was last night US time, thereabouts. Yesterday, one way or another. Okay, 3 actions for me here. And it's that dreaded spot of having 2, 2, and 2 out there. And then nothing to make 3 of a kind. So I'm going to forego the actions there and end the turn. Yeah, there is a queue. Exclamation point join. Join the chat. Yeah, there is a queue. Just type exclamation join. So you hit with an intel card. Ravaging my legion out there in the war zone. There's a 5. All right. Well, plenty of boats there. Okay. I'll have 2 actions to go after playing the 3-of-a-kind D24i. And so again, this was red until the newest update, so it's now green. And you're giving it the go-ahead. Green light, 3-of-a-kind. Even though I have 4, but
Select target.
for the purposes of this, 3 is all I needed. Mount Uptania. Eliminated.
Compromised.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, it was just exclamation point join. Sorry, it's tough to know how to phrase that. Because if I put it in quotation marks, people might think they have to themselves put it in quotation marks. Still tough to tell, but yeah, just exclamation point join gets you in. So thank you for going ahead and entering the queue. 2 moves to go for me here. I've got 2 spots open. My opponent has a compromised leader. Let's play a pair of Romans and end the turn. Face cam, well, good question. I've got a camera that's been sitting here for the past 6 months. With my broadcast, I'm all over the place. I'm getting up to go to check this computer. I'm over here. It's a face tracker. I might get motion sick watching my own video back. The real answer is probably when there's a tournament, when I have to, just because it's the extra work, and just me with technical directing is not my thing, even though for all my experience in broadcasting, that just isn't my area of expertise at all. So I've been trying to keep it more, okay, I'll just handle just 3 different video inputs and 2 different keyboards and 2 mice and all that without even worrying about the camera on top of it. So probably when there's a tournament where you have to have it, that's probably the short answer that would have sufficed. 2 of a kind with the intel to end the turn for my opponent. Oh, camera pointed at a wall. I mean, I could. I've got my photo up there. That's me. There's a roll of 6 for my opponent. This could be big trouble. It's not only 6 actions, it's 6 cards you get. And while my opponent has a compromised leader, there's 3 of a kind for the intel. You figure they'll go after my legion as opposed to trying to mill my arsenal, which still has 32 cards. I mean, you never know, but that's what I anticipate. Probably 1 of each. Nope. 2 and 1. They got rid of the pair of Romans, and they got rid of 1 of the intels. So they left the ideal conditions. At the same time, still 5 actions to go for my opponent. I've got a web camera that could do this. It's just, it would be, oh, man, interesting. So the intel card to go after, well, it's not going to be looking at my arsenal, but that would not be allowed. And you're allowed to look in your discard pile and find out, okay, well, what got sent to the dustbin. Especially helpful if you have 3 of a kind of a building ready to play, but that's a hypothetical I don't have right now. So 3 of a kind weather for my opponent, which means an extra roll, an extra turn. 1 action still to go here. Like right there, it would have been a nice shot of me like bending over to get to this keyboard to get the shine off the top of my head, maybe. One. Why the fire in the fields come flying at me? Oh. That was weird. Okay, why am I getting the dancing fire in the fields unless I'm... That's odd. I wonder why it's doing that. Okay. I mean, at least it's 2 of a kind. That really is my best play here. Maybe that's something new, is the, hey, your odds aren't looking so swell there, buddy, but hey, if something's going to work, this might be it. So we'll go with this. So either there's some sort of a glitch, or they've added something new that suggests you're perhaps a wise play to take. I'll have to ask about that. There's 3 of a kind weather for my opponent. So that means another turn for my opponent after the 2 actions still to go here. So my opponent's leader's compromised. I have 2 territories still. A lot of damage to be dealt out here. Oh. That's interesting. So the red outline was always there, and with the green, I don't remember seeing the green. I don't doubt you at all. I just don't remember seeing it. Okay, well. There's 3 of a kind for the intel. Tips switched off. It's possible. I don't remember ever doing that. But it's possible. So going after my arsenal there, down to 19. Two of a kind buildings, 3 of a kind. Plenty of choices here from the discard pile for my opponent. One action to go for my opponent. Pair of force cards out there, along with a standalone intel. And there's a second to match that intel. It's my turn. It's a 6. Okay, I can play fire in the fields and... That's going to be... I'll start here. I'll be at 4 as far as my remaining actions. That's interesting that it's entirely possible I had the settings wrong, but I haven't changed them. So maybe the update did, or maybe, who knows? Okay. 4 actions to go and I get another turn. I can play the Scent Architectural Plans. The green outline. Now that's okay. Well, that's something different, the outline of the card. I was talking about the, or maybe we're talking about the same thing. I don't know. 3 more to go as far as my actions before I have to take before I get another turn. So let's make me either John Ryder or the Romans prototype. We'll go with the John Ryder. Now that I actually understand the game, now I'll turn it on with the helpers in place. 1 more to go. Let's see, and I've got... I don't think it's worth it even to pull up the 1 ideal conditions. What if I roll a 2 and I get 2 ideal conditions? Then I would be able to continue my round to another turn. Let's see, it's probably gonna come down to this. 1. Oof. Well, now I will, funny enough, pull the ideal conditions up. Man. Well. So a roll of 1 for my opponent. If they get 3 of a kind for that intel, they could go after my arsenal. It's my turn. There's an intel card played. Let's see. 5. All right. Cloud cover gives you that false sense of hope. Like, wait, is that an action or is that a force? Is that an airplane? Well, cloud cover, weather. Oh, whoa, no. Go away, fire in the fields. Stop that. It's not your turn. There we go. This is what I was talking about with the green right here. So if that wasn't the case, or if that was already the case before for people, and I don't know why it wasn't that way for me, but it is now, and really that's what matters. Need the extra turn. Need 3 of a kind. With my actions. Got spot open right there. I'll go with a pair of Romans prototypes, I think. Yeah. Yeah, the button. That was what I was talking about, is the button being green. There may have been a green outline on the cards that I just was overlooking before, maybe. But I'm talking about the actual button. That color was different. That was red. Because it stood out to me before. There's a 6. And there we go. John Ryder. The oil engineer for the win.
Select target.
But as noted before, that is a really nice card. Yeah, okay, so it was the red button. Okay. All right. Good game. All right, Vano, good game. I'll go ahead and hit next. All right, Zeal, if you could please provide a join code. Oh, no worries, Quadrell. It's just a matter of... I finally figured out what you were talking about with the outline of the cards themselves. With the green there or the red, or as opposed to the red. I could see how that, if it was red, it might have been confusing to some players. Like if you're new to the game and you don't know for sure if that, red thing on the side there, does that mean discard? Does that mean throw it to the trash heap? I mean, obviously you know the rules of the game. That's not how it works in Blitz, but for a new player, it could cause confusion. So it's a little bit, makes it slightly easier, I suppose. All right, so let's see. Ready for that next code. There it is. Thank you, Zeal. I was afraid I might have scrolled past it.
Warsaken.
All right. Well, I have 2 building cards out of my 8, so I'm going to take a mulligan. Got a pair there. Keep it. So a roll of 4 for my opponent, who played a pair of weather cards. 2 more actions to go. There's a pair of intel cards. My turn. 2. We'll play the pair of assassination attempts. That's the end of my turn. My opponent rolls a 2. There's 3 of a kind with the intel. Opted to go for the mill. Milling my arsenal, sending 6 cards from my arsenal to the discard pile. My turn. 6. Helps to know when you have something in there that you might or might not want later. I can't get to that right now. Let's see. I have 2 spots out there on the board that are open. Play a pair of soldier barracks. Four actions to go for this turn. We'll go double propaganda. 2 actions to go, but as noted, I like to keep that 4th spot open in my war zone if I can help it. So despite the 2 remaining actions, I'll choose to end my turn. Now it's my opponent's turn. It's a roll of 6 for my opponent. Now, to be clear, you don't have to say this stuff out loud when you're playing the game. I've just found this helps me to help other people understand the game. There's 3 of a kind with the intel. And there's no misunderstanding that attack going right for my arsenal. Another 6 cards. Sent to the discard pile. Three of a kind with the intel. Will it be the arsenal again? When your arsenal hits 0, your leader becomes compromised. This time, took 1 off the top for all 3 of my cards that were sitting out there with that ×2. Four. Well now. You know what's funny? This card came up, I think it was the last broadcast I had. I did not remember seeing it. I've got the gold right here. But it's one of those, I've had some of these cards for so long that I legitimately forgot that I had them. Oh, then I knew that I had a lot of very nice cards, and I knew this, I saw this game, that wow, this has huge potential, and I went in on this. So I've owned these cards for a while. Point being, it's cool to finally get to use it. As horrifying of a concept as it is to have an infected water supply.
Select target.
Well, this will take out 2 of my opponent's territories. I'll go for the port of Karmasani. And I'll go for Bancaire Island. One action to go for this turn. I've got 1 apiece as far as what I have sitting out there. So to make room, we'll recall the propaganda, and that'll end my turn. This is NashvilleLou Live. Uncharacteristically early. As far as Nashville morning time goes, but that's what we have here on this Tuesday. After yesterday's American Memorial Day holiday, it's a 4-day work week for a lot of people. 3 of a kind with the intel. Gotta figure that's gonna go for my arsenal again. But keep an eye on that. My arsenal's down to 22 cards. 2. Play a pair of freezing rainstorms. And now it's my opponent's turn. It's a 6. I think at this point, hey, how's it going? Hello. Three of a kind. Did not mean to capitalize the Y there. Yeah. I like to think of a fast typer, but this puts me to the test. All right, roll of 4. There's 3 of a kind for a building. That means my opponent can pull 3 cards back from the discard pile. I don't want to go terribly long with this broadcast, but kind of curious what would happen if I just abruptly went early like this. We'll play a tiger. I have 1 action here. Hey, good morning. Hello. Got a lot of fun prizes up there on the prize wheel. Have a loot pack. The kind you can't buy anymore. At least not with loot. 3 epics. 10 ultra rares. We've already had a couple of prizes come off the prize wheel, so it's, I think, 1 in 48 odds for the next person to win. And the way it works, whoever beats me gets a spin on the prize wheel.
Select target.
There's 3 of a kind of a force. Mount Uptania. Out. All right, so it's my opponent's turn. There's 3 of a kind. That intel. My arsenal is down to just 11 cards. When that hits 0, my leader becomes compromised. I have not run into many arsenal targeted attacks like this before, but I have encountered it, so it's not entirely new. 4. Well, now. Play the assassination attempt.
Select target.
I'll choose to bounce 3 of my opponent's cards. My opponent's war zone. And see how that's green, where it used to be red? But still be careful with that. That means you're taking them all if you choose that. So
Select target.
you don't want to do that unless that's actually what you have intended.
Select target.
All right. So 1 each of the weathers. 2 more actions to go for this round. Got 2 spots open in my war zone. We'll play a pair of Igors. That's my opponent's turn. Roll 4. There's some pullbacks there. Those single weather cards that were targeted by my intel attack. Speaking of intel, I'm sitting there with 7 cards left in my arsenal. Curious spot. It's a 5. Okay. I'll play the weather, which will give me an extra turn. I'll play the trio of Nathan Smiths. And that will have my opponent with a compromised leader. That will give me one more action and then another roll of the die. So let's do it. Freezing rainstorm. I'll take the extra turn. In that previous game I was in, there was a rare occasion where taking the 3 actions was the better move over the extra turn. That normally isn't the case in my experience. We'll go 3 of the kind here. Nathan Smith. That suit means business.
Select target.
You're dealing with molten metal. Use care and caution.
Compromised.
So my opponent's leader is compromised. Has to get 3 of a kind of a force together to win. We'll go with the Jackal Air Base. Now get the extra turn. 3.
Leader compromised.
What, did I miss something there? All right, play the intel.
Select target.
About to dispatch
Target.
agent.
Select target.
And we'll get rid of both Jackal Air Bases. It's my opponent's turn. Roll a 3. Oh, the leader compromise was my arsenal getting down to 0. Okay. That's what I was like, what? Okay, so this is an arsenal loss. All right, you know what? Something new. I got so caught up in trying to figure out the cards that I had, I didn't put 2 and 2 together that notice there was letting me know that my leader was compromised. It wasn't the system just repeating a noise or a sound from before. That's the match. Good game. All right, good game. Yeah. Well, it worked for the intel deck. Tell you what, that was successful. Give me just a second here. We'll get the slate pulled up. And we'll go over to the prize wheel, see what we can find here. That was from before. The guard tower, the most recent prize one. So again, there are 10 ultra rares down here. Along with that, you have a loot pack 06. Thanks to Mama Moving for that. First wave upgrade. Got 3 epics. Bunch of super rares. 10 very rares. Got the ultra rares. Hope you get something good here. We'll give it some shuffling. And we'll give it a go. Good luck. Look at that, ultra rare. Ultra rare secret mission number 161. Congrats. All right, so making a note of this here. If you would, Zeal, let me know where you want me to send this. And we'll get that going to you here in just a second. There we go. I had to find the right browser window. I'm like, man. So it's secret mission number 161. All right. I'm going to get that ready to transfer here in just a moment. I'll be ready with the next match here in just a moment or two. And that'll be the last match of the hour before I take a break. So, a quick heads up on that. Eventually, I'm going to get this figured out, have the muscle memory or whatever you call it, to an idea of what I need to go to and win as far as the sequence goes with this. All right, so we're going to get this into you right now. So double checking, it is ultra rare X-Tech. Secret mission number 161 is yours. Congratulations. All right, Zeal, get that sent over to you. Okay. Oh, I pulled up the wrong one, of course. Man, for all the work I went through thinking I had this stuff figured out, I still gotta get the order in my head right. There we go. Much better when it looks right, right? There it is, the secret mission. Mint number 161, it's yours. Congratulations. You're welcome. Thank you for playing. All right. So we just saw an ultra rare giveaway right here on NashvilleLou Live playing Warsaken Blitz. Okay, so now I've got the code ready to type in. And let me go ahead and advance. Now you can re-enter the queue, Zeal. And JT, I know you sent me the code. Let me get this typed in right now, and then we'll be all set to go here. This will be the last match before I take a break. Trying to make it too long of a break. At some point, I have to cap the queue. I can't. To be careful not to go on too long. Blink and time flies by when you stream this game. Of course, it helps if I type the right code in. There we go. Okay.
Warsaken.
Okay. I'm gonna take a mulligan here. 2 building cards. That's more like it. That'll play. Keep. And my opponent will go first. So the way it works in Warsaken Blitz, both players start with 8 cards, take turns rolling a single die, and you get the number of actions and the number of cards to match that number. So I rolled a 2. Not enough to make 3 of a kind. I can play a pair of fire in the fields. My opponent's turn. And again with Blitz, it's the categories that are important. Whether it's a force card or a weather card or a WMD, intel, morale, building. That's far more important than the individual card itself for the purposes of Blitz. And it makes all the sense in the world. It helps people to learn the game because, as you've noticed here, there are a lot of different cards. There's a lot to take in. But Blitz allows players to learn the game and not have to pick up on all that little detail right away. And I think that's going to really help as far as any sort of barrier of entry goes. My turn. 4. All right. We'll play fire in the fields to match what I have already on the board, and that'll give me an extra turn. Take the 3 actions, but you're usually going to take the +1 turn. And 3 more actions to go for this turn. We'll use that wonderful name, the A4 Revenge Super Carrier. Except no substitutes.
Select target.
All right, 3 of a kind, so that takes out a territory. We'll go for the Golden Farmlands. And now the extra turn from the weather. 4. And look at that. WMD.
Select target.
Go for the Drighton oil fields. And we'll go for the Fermi energy plants. The -4 morale. We'll go for that one. One action to go. Only for this turn. And well, I normally wouldn't advocate for just throwing out a random card when you literally have nothing in your war zone. You have some latitude to that end. So we'll send the oil engineer out there, John Ryder, and that'll end my turn. Moonbaz Marty, thank you for the follow. It's 5. There's 3 of a kind for the intel. Intel going after my arsenal. Just saw it work against me in my prior match. Intel-based decks. So a pullback for my opponent with 1 action remaining for the turn. Another pullback. Interesting. My turn. 3. Play a pair of blinding sandstorms. 1 action to go for this turn. In this case, because there's nothing to pair up, and I already have 1 standalone out there as it is, I'm going to forego that last action and end the turn. Be my opponent's turn. So after this match, take a rather short break. I'll probably close the queue at that point, so we'll play the remaining matchups, and then I imagine if Quadrell hasn't already started, that'll probably be well underway. So we'll be able to join that in progress with a raid if that's going on. I have 2 blinding sandstorms out there already. This makes 3. In the weather cards, I'll do the same thing for the purposes of Blitz. Either you're getting the +3 actions, or you're going to do the smart thing in most cases and take that +1 turn. 3 actions to go for me here. I can play a pair of these or a pair of these. And we'll play the guard towers. 1 action to go, and I will play a control the message. Now my extra turn. 4. All right, so I've got the guard tower, which means I can go back. Alright, so I'm gonna go get a force. Now, I could have returned 6 to my arsenal. When somebody's got an intel-based deck and they're trying to mill down your arsenal, that does give you the option of sending 6 back there from the discard pile and shuffling. Okay, so I'm bringing in 3. Another round with a revenge super carrier? Sure. And then 3 actions to go, which works out quite nicely for me.
Select target.
This will leave my opponent with a compromised leader.
Leader compromised.
My opponent rolls a 5. Three of a kind intel, milling 6 cards in my arsenal, sending them to my discard pile. Pair of building cards, and it's my turn again. 3. Well, I'll play a John Ryder to get a second one of those out there. And I'll play a pair of Z27 Tigers. That'll end my turn. My opponent has a compromised leader, but my opponent just rolled a 3. This is Warsaken Blitz, NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. I don't anticipate frequently starting live streams at 7 a.m. Nashville time on a Tuesday, but that's what I did here, and it's been a lot of fun thus far. So building cards for my opponent. Now a pair of intel cards out there. Taking aim at my arsenal. 4. All right, there's the Tiger, and that's going to get me the win.
Select target.
3 of a kind force. That's how you take out a compromised leader for your opponent.
Leader eliminated.
All right, good game. So I'm going to take a break. And if anybody's wanting to go ahead and hit next, so don't, go ahead and get in the queue now or in the next few minutes if you want to. So I'll hit next, and that's going to set it up for the other side of the break. Vano, on the other side of the break, we'll be able to play here about 5-10 minutes. We'll get things going. So my anticipation is once this break ends, I'm going to go with the remaining matches in the queue, and that'll be it for this live stream. So if you want in, the next few minutes is the time to do that. So I'm going to go ahead now and see if I can do the sequencing properly on this. Bring up the slate. And actually, I didn't even necessarily have to bring up the slate, but it worked out. I think. Yes. There we go. There's the Be Right Back. I mean, I couldn't have a smiling picture of myself. Everybody else there is, they're Warsaken. You can't really be smiling and happy in the midst of that. So there's me looking serious with my broadcasting glasses on, staring you down. But it's real simple. You beat me in Blitz. You get a shot at the prize wheel. We've already given away some great prizes this morning. Hopefully more here in the next little bit. So I'm going to take a break, about 5 or 10 minutes. If you want in the queue, now's the time to do it. When I get back from the break, I'm going to close the queue, play out the matches in order, and that'll be it for this broadcast. So hang tight here for just about 5, maybe 10 minutes. And we'll get back and get these matches knocked out. Thank you so much for joining me here on this Tuesday. Back in just a few minutes. This is NashvilleLou Live. Stay tuned. All right. So I'm going to go ahead. Oh yeah, I'm planning on rating Quadrill's art when I finish up here. Okay, so I'm going to now close the queue. So we got the people in the queue now. I can go ahead and take, well, let me go in the proper order with this. Okay, so over here is where I'll take down the button. So the button's gone, but the list remains. And so we'll go ahead and get to it. I've got 6 matches to play. Vano, you're up first. You gave me the connect code. I'm going to type it in right now. And we're going to get things going here. If I can type correctly, it's a B and not an 8. But I assure you, this really does work better than me trying to give the code the other way. We'll go with the NashvilleLou 2 deck.
Warsaken.
Here we go. Yeah, Quadrille, I'll be rating your channel. Finish up here. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I have a different computer that I stream on than there's no way for me to copy and paste the way it's set up. I'm going to keep it. Like, I click join code, though, on one computer. I can't paste it to the other because they're not connected. They're all to 6. And again, maybe I'll just figure out a better way to do this as far as my setup. I mean, I'm sitting on a couch. This isn't really a normal broadcasting setup anyway to begin with, but for the time being, it'll have to suffice. Play a pair of ideal conditions. Play a pair of D24 eyes. I'll get the multiple screens. Well, I've got 2 screens, but I could really use a third. Like a preview monitor. And that's technical directing's easier where you can see where you're jumping to next. But it's still not easy. Okay, 2 more actions I could take here. I've got 2 spots open. It's risky to roll that out at this point. But I'm going to. So a pair of WMDs and that'll end the turn. So a pair of weathers, pair of forces, pair of WMDs, and my opponent rolls a 4. There's 3 of a kind with a force. I'll take out a territory. So I'm down to 3 territories, 1 move to go for my opponent. I've used multiple screens before. I know that can be beneficial. All right, speaking of beneficial, 3 of a kind with the ideal conditions. This is a weather match. I'll take an extra turn. 1 more action to go for this one. We'll play the surface-to-air missile site. And now I get to take my extra turn. It's a roll of 2. I'll play the second surface-to-air missile site. 1 action remains, but I'll opt not to use it, and I'll end my turn. This is NashvilleLou Live playing Warsaken Blitz. I've closed the queue, so the remaining 6 competitors will get a chance to battle me here, and that's going to be it for the broadcast. And after that, we'll do a raid over to Quadrille's art. 2 of a kind with the weather. With 1 action to go for my opponent. We play the second force card. So 2 pairs of 2. 4. Oof. Okay. I'm going to pull both of the surface-to-air missile sights back to my hand. And I'll play a pair of Roman's prototype. And that'll end my turn. Four. Two of a kind with the force cards, with 2 actions to go. That's my turn. 5. All right, we got the 3 of the kind with the riders, and that's what I'm talking about, keeping that 4th spot open. With situations like that in mind. We'll play 3 of the kind.
Select target.
The Fermi energy plants. Hello. How are you doing, Zeldris? We've got 2 more actions to take here. Unfortunately, I've had to close the queue for the broadcasts. I'm going to have to wrap up after we're done with these next 6 matches here. Trying something a little different this morning with a somewhat impromptu 7 a.m. Nashville time live stream. All right, 2 actions I'm going to just not take here since that would fill up my 4th spot, and I really don't want to do that. I'll end the turn. Gave away an ultra rare a short time ago. We got the prize wheel. It's got the Loot Pack 06, courtesy of Mama Moofin. Got 3 epics out there. We still have 9 remaining ultra rares. They're giving one away earlier. There's a pair of action or a pair of force cards out there. Roll a 3. All right, cloud cover will give me an extra turn, or I could take the Romans here. Oh, but I'm gonna go with a cloud cover. And here's my extra turn. 4. Okay. So this works out rather well as far as that matching up out there. So we'll play the D24I.
Select target.
Mount Uptania. And while it would be nice to have a WMD ready to play, and it does, I mean, it's a risk. If I were to try and wait another round, though, I don't think that would be a wise decision. So I'll go ahead and play the Romans prototypes. 3 of a kind. I'll take out the Port of Carmasani. Two more actions to go for this round. We'll play a pair of S21Rs. Now it's my opponent's turn. I've got 3 territories remaining. My opponent only has 1, but it's 4 wide and 2 deep as far as those cards in my opponent's war zone, and it's a roll of 4. A lot of force out there. Go with that weather. There's 3 of a kind for a 4, so I'll be down to 2 territories. just like that, I'm down to 2 territories to go. 3 actions remaining for this turn for my opponent. 3 of a kind with a force. I'll be down to 1 territory, just like my opponent. And at some point, I might have to consider that for my broadcasting computer. There's 3 of a kind with the weather, which means an extra turn. Like, I remember getting in the TV business and in the control room, there were a lot of black and white monitors. I guess they were cheaper, but it's just, I never really understood why they had them like that. But then again, that era, I was literally a tape editor that had, not like tape like you would call people today that edit on video. I mean, tape. Betacam SP. All right, my turn. 3. Okay. I've got some options with the intels. Got some options with the buildings. And it doesn't matter which one you use, but that's a cooler looking card, so I'm going to use it. We'll use the trio of assassination attempts to allow me to bounce 3 cards from my opponent's war zone.
Select target.
The Pulse, the Blinding Sandstorm,
Select target.
and the Pulse again. That's my opponent's turn. Yeah, and especially in 1997, black and white monitors were cheaper than the color variety. They weren't very large anyway, and I guess that made sense for what they had. I mean, we weren't that all that far removed from the 3/4 inch tape era. It was 3 of a kind with the Intel. All right, so 2 and 1. They let the 1 WMD out there on the board. Pick out the pair of forces. 4. All right, we'll play the pair of W1 MGs. 2 actions to go. Play a pair of surface-to-air missile sights. And it wasn't just 1997, but it was Evansville, Indiana, or technically Henderson, Kentucky, across the river. So it wasn't like it was a top 10 media market. I mean, we had I worked with some great people in Evansville. For being like where I broke in TV, we had a really great team. Like a lot of people that went on to do some really cool things. So there's a pair of forces out there for my opponent, and then standalone weather, 4 more actions to take this turn. There's 3 of a kind with a building. With a building card in Warsaken Blitz, you get to, if you opt to take that choice, you can choose 3 cards out of your discard pile, add them to your hand. Or if somebody's going after your arsenal, your deck, you can also choose to have 6 cards go from your discard pile into your arsenal, which is then shuffled. So intel, a whole lot of force, and some weather. This is my opponent's discard pile here. I guess they got a force, huh? 1 more to go. I said 1 more action for this turn for my opponent. Second weather card there. 2. Okay, well, we can play the duo of surface-to-air missile sites. Well, or can I? Okay, yeah, I can. See, now right here is not lining up with the little green button, even though I've got 2 of them, which is interesting. Oh, I guess I already had 2 out there. That's why. Like, don't worry about it, Lou. We got this. Or did I miscount that? I'm down to 1 action, so I don't know if that's right. But whatever the case, I'm bringing 3 back to the hand. With the John Ryder. 1 more action to go for me for this turn. John Ryder. My opponent rolls a 3. There is a trio of intel cards. So the question is, will my Legion be targeted? Will my Arsenal be targeted? It could happen. Asking Zeldris if he steals this. Well, it could happen. All right. So that cleared out everything except for that stray WMD that's just hanging out there. 3. Well, we want to be smart about the order on this anyway. Let's see. Could play intel here. WMD serves the same purpose as a force as far as taking out that last territory, so that'd be the one I'd want to use first anyway. Let's do that. At least compromise my opponent's leader.
Select target. Compromised.
So I've taken out all 4 of my opponent's territories and compromised their leader. But it's a roll of 4. There's a 3 of a kind with a force. Gonna take out my last territory.
Leader compromised.
One action to go for my opponent. They have a 3rd weather to play. They can get an extra turn. I might not get another roll. That's 3 of a kind with a force. That's going to be it.
Leader eliminated. Defeated.
All right, good game. All right. So Vano victorious. We'll get the prize wheel set up and get to that here in just a second. I'll go ahead and hit next since the queue is closed, but those who are in there will go ahead and play the matches in order. So we'll get to that, but first let's get to that prize wheel. We've already given away 1 ultra rare. That was on the last spin, actually. All right, I see the code there. I'll get to that in a moment. Thank you for that. So let's see. Make sure I choose prize wheel before the scene and then the sources. Pull the slate down. Now you can see it. Okay. And please disregard. I can pull the button here. Some of this is still a work in progress of, oh yeah, I need to figure out when the queue is closed and I need to not tease people with it. There. Okay. So we're going to remove the secret mission that was given away with the last spin. So we're 47 on the wheel. We'll sort them. I'll show you here at the bottom the 9 remaining of the ultra rares. There was the 25 super rares. Got that Lou Pickney 06 from Mama Moofin. Many thanks for that. Along with that first wave upgrade card and the 3 epic. One of those could be yours. Yeah, the queue is closed. I'm sorry, but I do have to end this at some point. I started this about 2.5 hours ago, not knowing if anybody was going to be playing. Want to see how it would go for a bit. So the queue is closed. We're going to go ahead and shuffle. All right, good luck. All right, super rare boxed and coal plants number 417. Congratulations, Vanna. Let me go ahead and write this down here so I make sure I've got correct information. Again, this part of it is something I'm going to have to go through and work to streamline a bit. The impatient producer in me wants to go next, but some things have to be done in a certain sequence here for the time being. And so if you would, Vanna, if you could let me know what address you want that to go to. I mean, I presume it's the same one as earlier, but... And it's frustrating on a couple of levels right now with the... Apparently, I don't know much about this, but I guess there's a Splinterlands bot that was useful for providing people's wax addresses. And either it's just user error on my end, which is entirely possible, or there's some sort of issue with it. So, like a lot of things in this world, it's tough to find stuff outside of Discord about some of this information. Luckily, I was able to find out about it in the Warsaken Discord. Okay, now it helps if I type the correct title in the search for the Boxton coal plants. All right, so we'll get that ready to send out in just a second, and then not too long after, we'll get things going with the next match. All right. So Vanna saying, gotta run. Hear you on that. I'll still show it off to everybody so they can see what you won. Okay. All right, so I'll bring up the slate, which will allow me to bring up, in theory at least, the... Okay, there it is. And I can bring up the prize that has now been delivered. There we go, I got the order right. Congratulations. There it is. Mint number 417, only 500 of these exist. This one is yours. So congratulations, Vano. And we'll get going with this next match here in just a moment. This is NashvilleLou Live, an unusual Tuesday morning local start time for me. Trying something different today. This Thursday, so in 2 days, 4 p.m. Eastern. That is tentatively what I'm hoping to be is like my go-to for Warsaken Blitz, like my big one for the week. But trying different day parts, trying different options, seeing what's going to work. And so now here we go. Got the code that you sent over. Greatly appreciated. Helps if I use the proper keyboard. Let's see.
Warsaken.
All right, here we go. Taking on Gabbix. Okay. That works for me. 0 building cards, 3 of a kind. Sure. So this is the new game, Warsaken Blitz. It's a simplified version of Warsaken. It makes it very easy for people that have never seen this game before to understand some of the basics about Warsaken and to have a fun game to play at the same time. It's proven to be very good as far as a streaming game goes. Great community in the Warsaken Discord. All right. A pair of weather cards. A second pair of weather cards. With 1 action to go. A lot of weather. My turn. It's a 3. Well, play my intel. You get 3 choices. When I mentioned milling or milled, you know, what are you talking about, Lou? One of your choices with intel. Milling takes 6 cards from the top of your opponent's arsenal, sends it to the discard pile. You can also make your opponent discard 3 cards, which I often like to do early, but in this case, this is just too good to pass up. All that weather out there. Bounce 1 of each.
Select target. Select target.
That Tsunami's an impressive card. But it has to be bounced nonetheless. Well, that's it for my turn. It's now my opponent's turn. NashvilleLou Live. Playing Warsaken Blitz. And the queue is closed for this broadcast session. We'll have these final 5 matches, and that'll be it. We'll have something here tomorrow night, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time. It almost for sure won't be blockchain brawlers, but we'll find something fun to play. Warsaken Blitz, tentative play on Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Roll of 1. I'll break out the propaganda. That's it for my turn. It's a roll of 5 for my opponent. pair of force cards for my opponent. And then a pullback of one of those weathers. An ominous pair of WMDs out there. My turn. 5. Well, play a propaganda to match the one that's already out there. Got 3 spots open there in my war zone. Go 2 and 2. We'll play a pair of blinding sandstorms. And we'll play a pair of private Sarah Vets. And that's it for my turn. Roll 3 for my opponent. There's 3 of a kind for the force. It's going to take out a territory of mine. And then that was followed up by a pair of force cards. Down to 3 territories. It's my turn. 3. Already have the 2 private Sarah Vets out there, so I can play the 3rd.
Select target.
Go for the port of Carmasani. All right, 2 more actions to take here on this turn. Play a pair of non-aggression treaties. And that'll do it for my turn. Both my opponent and I have 3 territories remaining. There's 3 of a kind for the force cards there. Mathematics. I'm down to 2 territories, but it's my turn. 5. Well, that's not what I wanted to see. Man, that's tough. When you've got 5 and you can't play anything except for to fill up your 4th spot out there. I could pull one of the... And I might need to do this. What's that? 17 morale at this point? Okay. We'll pull back both non-aggression treaties. 3 actions to go for this turn. We'll go with a pair of Z. Yeah, the Cheetah Z series. Go with both of those. And despite pulling 2 cards off the board, I'm still going to leave 1 action unused this turn. And that's it. So it's my opponent's turn. So roll a 5 for my opponent. There's 3 of a kind. WMD. My leader will be compromised. There's 3 of a kind for the force. I'm going to lose. That'll do it. All right. Good game, Gabbix. We'll be heading over to the prize wheel here in just a moment. Just let me know which wax address you'd like that to go to, please. And we'll get it lined up here right now. All right, so we'll go over now to the prize wheel. Prize wheel presented in part by my Land and Alien Worlds Neri 3616. That's Neri 3616. So we'll remove the super rare Buxton Coal Plants number 417 that was given away. So you got 1 in 46 odds now. And I like to sort here to show you what we got at the bottom. We still have 9 of the ultra rares remaining, 10 very rares. We're looking at 25. When we started, we had 25 super rares, 3 epics, first wave upgrade card, and a loot pack 06. So some options here. Hopefully one that you'll find to your liking, Gabbix. So we'll give this a shuffle or two here. Good luck. So you got the very rare Abdul Hafiz, the supplier. I'm not sure how to pronounce Abdul's last name. Hafiz. He's the supplier, number 855, and he's yours. Congratulations. If you can confirm which, or maybe you already have, I need to look. I need to make sure I've got the right address for you, Gabbix, as far as where to send this. And we'll get it right over to you and show everybody the prize here on screen. Then we'll get to the next match. The queue is closed, but for those already in, you'll have your chance to win here coming up. Just want to confirm the address for you here for this prize, Gabbix. There we go. Pulled up the right one this time. Oh, no, I didn't. Oh. Okay, there we go. Got it pulled up now, so I'll go over here. Oh, no, that's fine. Again, I'm sure I'm going to be asking people the same thing over and over as far as their wax address. I just want to make sure I get it right. That would feel terrible if I made a mistake and somebody had their prize go to the wrong place. See, if I would have just done a copy-paste, I would have been in trouble there. So I was trying to bring up the... Oh my goodness, I've got to get a better setup here. That's all there is to it. And it's not anybody's fault but my own. I just got to get it set up that way. But this is a learning process. I thought I had anticipated it wouldn't be as strong as the demand was early, which is a good thing for the game, that there has been such strong demand and interest. I mean, demand isn't the right word for it. All right. So noted there the memo NashvilleLou live prize. We're sending that Very rare Abdul Hafiz. The supplier number 855 over to you right now. All right, so we'll go to the slate so I can bring up the fulfillment page. There we go. I had to make sure I had the right scene picked out. So here's the supplier. But I love the effect on this particular one because I mean, it's color change, but it's more than that. It's, I don't know, there's a depth to it. I really like it. I know very rare isn't the rarest of the bunch by any means, but there are some great cards in that selection. I really like that one. So congratulations, yeah, Foil Prime. Are you asking if FP is Foil Prime? Actually, it is Foil Prime, so yes, yes. So very rare Foil Prime. It frustrates me in Atomic Hub because I can't, like, I forget which one. Like, there's one where you can sort by rarity and you can't in the other, and then vice versa as far as the, like, Foil Prime, etc. So sometimes I found it a little challenging to go through and try and sort that, but still, it's hard to find much to complain about with Warsaken. It's tremendous, so congratulations. We'll get the next match going here in just a moment. Okay. I guess I have to hit next. Or did I already do that? I need to get, again, I really probably should just get another monitor to go with this. That probably would help my situation a lot. Okay. There we go. All right. Natha CGA, if you were there, if you could please provide a code. Give me a connect code, or maybe you already have. There it is. It's already above me, so I see it right there. Or no, it just now scrolled down to it. Perfect. Okay, thank you. Again, I would definitely benefit from having a booking coordinator, but since I don't, it's a skill I get to work on. All right. But it helps that the Warsaken community is great. All right.
Warsaken.
I'm not fast enough to type all this and get the thing pulled back up to OBS Studio and look over here to do it as fast as I would like to, but that's life. I'll keep it. I'm hesitant to take that mulligan when I think it's at least halfway decent hand. Because you can run into some real trouble. Interesting. Nothing played. My turn. 2. We'll go with the... We'll go with the propaganda. And now in my turn. So we have this match and 3 more to go. The queue is closed, so nobody else can enter for this particular session. It's a roll of 6. for my opponent. Three of a kind intel. Take an aim at my arsenal. 6 cards for my deck to my discard pile. There's a pair of intel cards. My turn. 6. All right, so I can use the... Now this is interesting. I can use the building card to go here. Get the pair of stolen blueprints, so I can pull that and use my intel this turn to be able to get 2 more out of here as well. That would give me a second assassination attempt. I need to, like, have a little piece of paper with me or a notepad to jot this down for this situation. Because you're allowed to look in your discard pile, but once you make that decision to start, you can't go back and forth peeking around. Or at least I haven't figured out how to. Ideal conditions. Maybe that'd be the third. Anyway, I'll go ahead and play it now. I see all that almost screwed up. Let's see. Let me stop and think for a second. When I get in a rush is when I run into problems. But, like, in general in life, that tends to be true. Sometimes people get mad at me. They want to rush me. Like, no. The more you try to rush me, the more I'm going to be stubborn. At the same time, it's a little different when you're a host and you've got an audience to think about. So that's the constant conflict in the back of my head. Anyway, so we'll get the stolen blueprints. The assassination attempt. It says return to hand, and even though it was never technically in your hand, you get the idea with this. And then the ideal conditions. Okay. And I've got 3 actions to go here. And lo and behold, I've got some stolen blueprints. Now, I could try to mill my opponent's arsenal, but in this case, I'm going to go for the bounce.
Select target. Select target. Select target.
We'll clear those 3 out of there. Now it's my opponent's turn. Yeah, hurry up, LOL. Two of a kind with a WMD, 2 of a kind with a force. My turn. 2. Play a pair of ideal conditions. That's it for my turn. So again, my upcoming broadcast schedule, tomorrow, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern time, of some sort of game. Won't be Warsaken. They break out a PlayStation 3 game or something, we'll see. But Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern, so in 2 days, that's when I plan to stream Warsaken Blitz again. That's going to be my, well, I have planned as my big day of the week as far as Warsaken goes, at least for the summer. We'll see where it goes from there. When American football season starts, my schedule gets a little bit complicated. So we have this match and 3 more to go, and that'll be it for the broadcast. The queue is closed. So to go with that pair of WMDs out there, it's 2 sets of 2. With a 4 says it's my turn. It's a 6. Okay. Play the third of the ideal conditions. I'll take the extra turn. 5 actions to go here. I'll play the propaganda. -6 to my enemy morale. Goes to 14. When your opponent's morale hits 0, it's like when your opponent's arsenal hits 0 cards. The leader becomes compromised. 4 actions to go for this turn. 3 of a kind Igor.
Select target.
Mount up Tania. Takes my opponent down to 3 territories. 1 action to go. Play a Nathan Smith. I get to roll again. 4. Play a trio of assassination attempts. Yeah, we'll bounce 3.
Select target.
Better believe it. 1 each.
Target. Select target.
I'm taking 1 off the top, 1 each. I have 1 action remaining for this turn. I'll play that second Nathan Smith. It's my opponent's turn. This is NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Playing the entertaining new strategy game Warsaken Blitz, simplified version of Warsaken. The 1 action here for my opponent. Action fills up the 4th spot there, that force. 2. I have 3 spots open in my war zone. Play a pair of Jackal air bases. Building cards. My opponent's turn. We have this match and 3 more to go for this broadcast session of NashvilleLou Live. It's a roll of 2 for my opponent. There's a second force card out there. 1 action to go. Pulling back a card to open up a spot. My turn. 6. Okay. Play the Jackal Air Base. Returning 3 cards to my hand. Is there any way to look back at your hand at this point? Because it just occurred to me I should probably have done this a little bit differently. Guess not. I take the EMP discharge. And we'll take 2 propagandas. 5 actions to go. Okay, this is why I did that. I thought I had 2 EMP discharges. I did. And I'll use all 3 now.
Select target.
-3 morale for Bandcare Isle. Why is my alarm? Why have an alarm going off at Tuesday at 10 a.m.? It's always something. Well, we'll make these 2. Give me just 1 second. Stand by. Okay. Although we have entered a delivery window for the next hour for me, so there's that. 2 more to go here for this turn. Played 2 propaganda cards. Now it's my opponent's turn. I will take a brief break after this next match, but I'm talking like 2-3 minutes tops, just to stretch a little bit. So I roll a 4 for my opponent. Two of a kind with the weather cards. 2 actions to go for this turn. There's a pullback to open up a spot. 1 action to go. My turn. 1. Oh. Propaganda. -6 morale is going to compromise my opponent's leader.
Leader compromised.
Roll a 5 for my opponent. I just need to get 3 of a kind of a force played. If I can do that, that'll take out my opponent's compromised leader and I'll win the match. 3 of a kind WMD. I'm going to go from 4 territories to 2. Two actions to go for my opponent. There's 3 of a kind for a force. I'm down to 1 territory. One action to go. There's 2 weather cards out there. And it's an action card played. My turn. 3. All right. I'm going to win the match here. 3 of a kind. Agent Zera for the win.
Select target.
It won't let you pick the territory. You shouldn't, but luckily it won't let you. All right, good game, Natha. So we're going to go ahead and hit next. And now, rescue music, if you give me like 2 or 3 minutes, I need to just stretch just a little bit, take a briefest of breaks. And I'll be right back. We'll get to our match. We'll have that 2 more matches here to wrap things up for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. More ahead back in just a moment. Stay tuned. All right, back from break. All right, JT, sorry to not get to have that matchup there, but I saw you had to get going, so we'll be ready here, Rusky Music, whenever you are. If you can give me a join code, we'll go with that. So we'll have that match and one more, and then we'll do a raid into Quadrell's art. All right.
Warsaken.
All right, here we go. Two sets of two, only one building card. That works for me. We'll keep it. And I get to go first. 5. Let's see. Go with a pair of Saravets. With a pair of Overtime Production. And we'll go with one Cent Architectural Plan. And that'll be it for my turn. Opponent rolls a 2. I think my delivery just came. I heard a doorbell ring, but I'm in the middle of this. Let's see. I'll play the 1 Cent Architectural Plan. I'm going to forego the last 2 moves and end my turn. And I'll be off headset for just a moment.
Select target. Select target.
Man, I'm trying to like be breathing heavy on camera or on mic. Sprinting to get everything set up. Okay, 3 cards. And most I could play here. Let's see. Play a pair of Terrifying Storms. And while I do have 1 action to go in my turn, so we'll have this match, 1 more after that, and that'll wrap things up. I had not planned at all to go more than 3 hours with this, but it's a good thing. It shows that there are people interested in these, what for me is a morning day part, but you got people around the world playing this, and of course not everybody keeps the same schedule. Yeah, sorry, the queue is closed. Nath, I've got this one and 1 more to go. And that's going to be it for me for this broadcast. I need to come up with a better header for, it's one of those things I'm used to playing into the night, where eventually it used to be about 1 a.m. Nashville time, thereabouts. And you get that fade. This is the opposite. This is like people in the United States and Canada and North and South America, for that matter, waking up, getting ready to play. 1 more action to go for my opponent here. Yeah, sorry, Nath. I wish if time would allow it. I love playing this. It's so much fun playing with everybody and enjoying this game. But whenever we're finished here, I promised Quadrell's Art do a raid over there. My opponent pulled a card off the board to free up a spot. My turn. 3. Well, I could use the building cards, and I would get intel. Weird spot, because with the 3 sets of 2 out there. Actually, we'll go ahead and do that. Now it's my opponent's turn. But in all the planning for what makes the most sense or doesn't for Warsaken, Blitz, and live streaming, a lot of this is trial and error for me. A lot of learning. But there are things I wouldn't have necessarily thought of, like needing a title to go up there for when you've closed the queue, but you still have several matches to go. So it's clear to everybody. I roll a 1. Oof. Play a Cent Architectural Plan. And that'll be it for my turn. Hey, what's going on here? You see I'm trying to click here, right? Okay, stand by. I had to reload it there. Now hopefully I can click on the OK. There we go. That takes me down to 3 territories. My turn. 5. All right. Okay. So a smart place to go with the overtime production. I've got 2 of those out there already. -6 enemy morale. Down to 13. Soldier barracks. Turn 3 to my hand. Those 3. And, okay, what I just... Okay, there is a spot open there. I'll play a second scent architectural plan, which will end my turn. Oh. Well, that's difficult with the languages, because I wish I spoke Spanish. I don't. I'll try to type more often in chat. Google Translate. 3 actions to go here for my opponent. Three of a kind force. Down to 2 territories. My turn. 1. Overtime. Now it's my opponent's turn. Okay, it's doing the thing again with the okay. Twice now I've had to F5 it to reload it so I can hit the OK button. It didn't miss anything. I don't think. So it's this match and one more, and that's it for this broadcast. Roll a 5. Three of a kind intel. Took out 2 of my intel. Along with the morale. Pair of building cards for my opponent. My turn. 5. We can play a third Private Sarah Yvette.
Select target.
Drighton oil fields. Non-aggression treaty. -6 morale, down to 3. And I will play 1 Jack's Nash to finish up my turn. Okay, this isn't funny anymore. This will not... This wasn't happening earlier. Now it's happening every turn. Click the wrong button on top of that to... Hang on. Now I can click. Oh. Well, actually, let me click on it. Can I see how my game actually plays out? Well, I try to get the OK off there. So 3 of a kind weather means another turn, which could mean trouble for me. 3 actions to go. So we'll have this match and then one more, and that's going to wrap it up for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. Playing Warsaken Blitz. 3 of a kind force. Uno dos tres. Extra turn. 1. My turn. 1. Captured leader. My opponent rolls a 5. Three of a kind force. It's going to take out my last territory with 3 actions to go. My opponent plays 3 of a kind forces.
Compromised.
This could do it. There's 1, there's 2, that's 3.
Defeated.
All right, good game. All right. Rusky Music victorious. So if you would please let me know what address to send that to. And we'll figure out what prize you're going to win here in just a second. Congrats. Thank you for the address. I'm going to pull up the prize wheel right now. And we'll take the last prize off of there. We're now at 1 out of 45 odds. As noted, bunch of ultra rares. We started with 10. I think we're down to 9. So many big prizes. That loot pack 06. Provided by Mama Muffin. First wave upgrade. You got the 3 epics. Bunch of possibilities here. Good luck to you. Let's see what you get here. Good luck. All right, a super rare infected water supply, number 456. We're going to get that transfer going right now. Send that prize out to you, Rusky Music. Thank you for playing. Thank you for watching. Make sure I note the prize here. That's the super rare infected water supply. Number 456. I'll note that it's a NashvilleLou live prize with today's date. Double checking to make sure I've got the right address from you, and I do. Always want to double check that, so confirmed. See if we get this sent on over. And there it is. Congratulations. Super rare infected water supply. WMD. Only 500 of those exist, and this one is yours. Congratulations again. Thanks for playing. And we'll get things going now for that final matchup of the broadcast. All right, so Moonbaz Marty, if you're there, please provide a room code. Right now, that's the last name on the list. I'll give you a minute or two. I know that it's a bit of a wait. I absolutely dislike the idea of zipping past somebody that's been waiting a long time and at least give them a chance to get in on it. At the same time, there's that balance because you've got a live broadcast. You got to keep going. And there are people you want to entertain, and also you want to value everybody's time, including your own. I'll say Moonbaz Marty, last call. This might be it as far as this broadcast goes. Giving out some really nice prizes today. At ultra rare. Oh, there you are, Moonbaz Marty. Excellent. have a connect code. And I realize with most streamers, they do it the other way. But again, I assure you, it works better this way with the way my setup is, if you can provide the connect code. If need be, I can give you one. It's just tends to work better this way. All right, JT, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Moonbaz Marty, if you can get a join code, or for some reason, if you're not able to provide one, I can get one for you. There it is. Excellent. Thank you.
Warsaken.
And haha, me too sometimes, as far as taking a minute to get it figured out. Okay. So I like this. Only one building card. You do have, I mean, there are better starting options, but this is pretty nice, all things considered. So we'll keep it. It's risky. It's just so risky when you take the mulligan if you have something halfway decent. If you only have one building or zero. There's 3 of a kind with a force. And then a pair of force cards played after that. My turn. 2. With a pair of blinding sandstorms. I'm down now to 2 territories. Okay. Had to catch up on my notes there real quick. Comes in handy for editing later. So 3 actions for me there for the roll of 3. Take the extra turn with the trio of blinding sandstorms. Play a pair of successful mole hunts. Intel cards. And now my extra turn. 4. Okay, well, I've got 3 slots there available in my war zone, so go with a pair of violent tornadoes. And the remaining 2 actions will go with a pair of John Riders. And that's it for my turn. My opponent rolls a 5. That's a WMD.
Compromised.
I'm down to 0 territories. Compromised leader. I am up against it, but it's my turn. 5. Okay. We'll use the successful mole hunt here, the intel. I'll bounce the
Select target.
3 weather cards out.
Select target.
4 actions to go for me for the turn. Play a pair of L1 needles. I mean, it's a tough spot. My leader's compromised. I actually think it's worth the risk at this point to play the pair of Roman's prototypes, even though it's going to fill up that 4th spot. I don't know how much time I'm going to have left to sit around and wait. It's a 3. My opponent has 3 force cards that match. 1, 2, and 1. So it'll only take 1 more of those, or that particular one, to get me. It's a roll of 1. However, it's a violent tornado. Luckily for me, I've got 2 of those already on the board. And I get an extra turn. Let's see. 4. Well, play a pair of weather cards here. And that'll be it for my turn. The Moonbaz Marty rolls a 5. It's just going to take a trio of force cards to end up costing me the match here. There's 3 of a kind. That's the match.
Defeated.
That's the match. Good game. Moonbaz Marty victorious here in this last match of this broadcast. So we'll get over straight away to the Warsaken prize wheel. Congrats. Let's see if we can give away a really cool prize here to end things for this particular broadcast. Remember, the next scheduled broadcast for NashvilleLou Live with Warsaken Blitz will be this upcoming Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern time. So Thursday, 4 p.m. Eastern is the plan for that. So we'll go now to the Warsaken prize wheel. Thank you for posting the address you want me to get that to go to. Let's see if I can make sure I have the correct scene picked out. Again, taking OBS Studio. Be very careful to make sure I have the right one chosen, and I do. So here we go. We'll move the last prize, that infected water supply. So you got a 1 in 44 shot at each of these on here. And again, I'll sort it. Give you a look at all those ultra rares out there. The very rares. A whole lot of super rares, and then up at the top, that loot pack, first wave upgrade card, 3 different epics here on the wheel. You got a 1 in 44 shot at getting that loot pack. Let's hope you get something cool, huh? Give it a few shuffles. And here we go. Moonbaz Marty, good luck to you. Here's the spin. And look at that. You got an epic. You got an epic. My Saki number 84 is yours. Congrats. All right. So the epic My Saki. I'm going to get that sent to you right now. What's an epic? All right. Make sure I note that it's epic right here, number 84, as I jot it down. I'll go to the transfer page now. Paste in your wax address, and then I'll type in the memo, NashvilleLou Live. prize and today's date. Okay, that should be going over to you right now. And again, the Warsaken prize wheel presented in part by my Land and Alien Worlds Neri 3616. We'll go take a look at this prize. All right, so make sure I have the prize scene picked out here in OBS Studio. And there we have it. There it is. My Saki Food Scientist number 84. There are only 100 of these. It's an epic. And Moonbaz Marty, that epic is yours. Congratulations. So that's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. Appreciate everybody taking the time to watch and to play, or something that I hadn't promoted all that much ahead of time. And by that, I mean I posted something in Discord right before I went live, and I was going to post something on Twitter and didn't even post that until 2 hours after the show had started. So perhaps my PR could use a bit of a brush up, but for something I was just trying off the cuff just to see what would happen, it was a nice surprise as far as participation, gave away some fun prizes. So now, last part of this is to see who is on. I know Quadrell, the problem is I'm not logged in on this. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think if I pull it up here, I'll be able to. I'm in so many different computers and so many logins, it gets to be a lot. Okay, on this one I'm in, so. Okay, there's Quadrell. Quadrell's got 4 games going on right now. That's impressive to me. Good times. All right, so we're going over there. Well, thank you. Thank you, everybody. Rusky Music, thank you. Moonbaz Marty, congratulations. Thank you all, everybody, for watching. So we're going to go ahead and raid on over to Quadrell's channel here right now. So I'll do my conclusion. I have to, eventually this will be posted on YouTube, so we'll give it a conclusion for that end, and then we'll head over to Quadrell. That's going to do it for this broadcast of NashvilleLou Live. I'm your host, Lou Pickney. Thanks for watching. See you next time.